Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we all know that Superman and Lois, I didn't call it Lois and Clark for a change, is ending. They got a fourth season. There were a lot of shake-ups with the network being sold and so forth, but it was one of the shows that survived, and it looked like it could have a future, but then they started cutting back. They cut back the number of episodes. They got rid of some of the regular actors and just made them into guest stars, just having like an episode instead of being regulars, and there was some cost cutting, but that seemed to be to keep the show on air and keep it alive, and that's the main goal. So it looked a little optimistic, but we hear that the fourth season is the final, but it wasn't cancelled by the CW or anyone on that side. It was actually cancelled by the people at Warner Brothers, because, and this is I think it's a stupid reason. They don't want competing Supermen, basically. They don't want a Superman on TV when they're putting a Superman in the movies. So because they're doing a new Superman film in 2025, they're killing Superman and Lois. So they're killing Superman on TV, ending Superman on TV. So it doesn't compete with the film. I don't know, it really, sometimes it can benefit having the audience sort of hyped up and sort of kept, excited about a brand, on a weekly basis with a television show, can help get people into the cinemas. Whereas other times, it's like people are like, well, I've got my Superman at home, why do I need to go to the movies? And there are cases, you can look at franchises where both have happened. One of the exceptions seems to be Batman, where they had cartoons and just a variety of shows, and they still had films like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and that did really well apparently at the same time. So I wasn't monitoring it that closely, but yes, but this is not a new thing. Basically, it was confirmed by, I think, Brad Schwartz, who is the the president of entertainment at the CW. He confirmed that Warner Brothers was the ones who cancelled the show, and they cancelled it because of competition. And this has happened before when The Flash was, I think when it first was being produced, there was a lot of limitations about what characters they could or couldn't use and stuff like that. They didn't end the show, but they limited who they could use, who they couldn't, because people that they wanted to have in future movies, or they wanted them to be free to use. They didn't want them. I don't know, like I said, sometimes I think it is detrimental to have multiple things in franchise at the same time, and other times I think it actually helps. And we've seen examples of that. So I don't know, I just think it's disappointing. I don't think Superman and Lois was really competing with the new Superman. I mean, you can have both. I mean, with multiverses and Elseworlds and all that stuff, you can have two things. So to end a good show that people loved, that was doing well, just because you're going to have a movie which could be a flop and be gone. It could be gone in the cinemas in 2 weeks. It could be a complete dud. It could be Madam Web. And then we lost a great show for nothing.